Hello, James Torres, and I'll be doing exercise 006. Okay, so step 1, as you can see here, this is from the previous lab lab number 5, and now we're just gonna add some computers to do step 2. 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna change their names to static 1, no, the dynamic 1 and dynamic 2. This is static. Okay, and then we are going to configure the IP of the static computer. Of course, same gateway, 172.16.0.1 fast Ethernet since it's static. Let's give it 172.16.0.90. Then, oh wait, oh, why is it invalid? 16.0.90. Okay, there. And then close it, and the other two should be gateway should be the same. 0.1 fast Ethernet DHCP. Oh, no, static 170.16.0.1. Static. Oh, this one should be DHCP. Okay. Oh, okay, it's DHCP. I'm sorry. This one too. DHCP. Okay. Now we want to add. So these are DHCP server, DNS server, and web server. So we want to add another server that we would call the email server. Okay, wait, let's rename it. Email server. Mail.nes.edu. Yes.edu. Okay, now we want to configure its gateway. Should be 172.16. Oh, sorry. 6.0.1, and the fast Ethernet should be 172.16.0. Guess let's say 40. Okay, that's okay. And services, since this is a web mail server, so HTTP services should be off, DH services should be off, DNS should be off, and for the email it should be on, and the domain name would be mail.nes.edu. Then let's have user dynamic 1 datacom 1 add dynamic 2 datacom 2 add static datacom 3. Alright. Okay, just change all that. Okay. Yes. So there's that. Now we need, should be okay. Now we need to put some switches to connect our intermediary devices. We need some switches. What switch do we usually use? Okay, here 2950. 950. Okay. So we need the media here to here. Good. Okay, and this one should be copper straight through this guy. Another copper straight through to this guy. And another copper straight through to this guy. And copper straight through to these guys here. I hope these would work. Okay, one more. There you go. Now we're gonna configure the mail user mail, so that we'll call this dynamic one. Sorry, dynamic one email address dynamic one at mail.mas.edu. Mail server 172.16.0.40. The IP address of the IP address of our web mail server. Okay, and the same. We're gonna use the same one. Receipt and the user login. What's that? Dynamic one datacom one. Save. And we go to the other one. Stop. Dynamic 2. Dynamic 2 at not Gmail. Sorry, mail.mis.edu. And same IP. Username 2. Password datacom2. Save. Okay. And for static, we're gonna do the same thing. Static key names. Static at at mail.mes.edu. Then same IP for that mail server. Static datacom3. Save. Okay, let's try if all of these email addresses are working. Okay, so we'll send a message from static computer to dynamic one. Okay, so we're gonna compose. So this dynamic one's email is dynamic one at mail.mes.edu. Test. Hello. Are you please still on for Friday night meeting? Static. Oof. Oh, there's an error. Server not found. Okay, wait. Let's check what is wrong. Oh, forgot to put the domain name, mail.amanews.edu. So we have to set this and hope that it will work. Oh, sorry, work this time. So let's send a mail from static again to dynamic one. Dynamic one at meeting. Hello. If you are not busy, can we have a meeting this afternoon? Static. Should work. Okay. So that was, seems like it was sent. Let's check if the message went through. So we click receive, and there from static. Okay, we can reply to see if the line coming from this computer is working. Sure, I will be there after lunch. Dynamic one. Okay. Okay, let's check static if he got the reply. Receive. There. So, oh sure, he will be there after lunch. Now how about from dynamic to static? Dynamic 2 to static. Static at mail.amanews.edu. Party. Yo, are you still coming to my party this afternoon? Dynamic 2. Oh, it's sent. So let's check from static. Receive. There. Okay, so this is from dynamic, dynamic 2 right here. Are you still coming to my party this afternoon? So got the message. Let's reply. Sorry mate, I totally forgot about that and set up a meeting. Static. Okay, send. Let's check in dynamic 2's inbox. Okay, there you go. We received it. Oh man, he's not coming to the party. Okay, let's compose another one from dynamic 2 to dynamic 1. 2 dynamic 1 at mail.amanews.edu. Party. Hello Dynamo. Static is out, so I expect you to be here at least. Dynamic 2. Here, seems like a sent. Dynamic 2. Receive from dynamic 2 there. Okay, the reply. Okay. Sorry, let's go back. So this is from dynamic 2, so let's reply. Sorry friend, I already set up a meeting with static. Cheers. Okay, last one. Let's see if dynamic 2 got that heartbreaking message. There. So here, sorry friend, I already set up a meeting with static. So our mail server is working and the communication between the three computers are working for dynamic and for DHCP and static computers. Okay, to answer some questions. What is email server? Well, email server is what its function is to provide an email service to the end devices, to these clients. And for number two, how can we send information from one PC to another? Well, I think there are several ways. One of them is using the email, and of course through pings, I guess, when you ping a computer through the network to see if it's working, you can send a ping. And what is static routing? Static routing is like the very first style of routing where you manually type the IP addresses. And what is dynamic routing? Dynamic routing is the newer type, which you don't have to manually input things, and the DHCP server, dynamic hosting server, will do it for you. So I think I answered all the questions. Thank you and God bless.